Hi and Assalamualaikum. We are from AP246 for the Group 2. Would like to present about the Guastalla Nursery in Italy, which is the portal frame.
Guastalla Nursery, or also known as Asilo Guastalla, is the project that we have chosen for our case study in this assignment. This interesting building is located in one of the Italian region of Reggio Emilia in Guastalla. This building is said to replace two operating schools that were destroyed by the 2012 earthquake that struck the city. It was designed and completed only for 8 months from 2014 to 2015, costing about €3,150,000 in total. The 1,400 square meter with a height 4.8 meter nursery feed up to 120 students around 3 years of age. This building is influenced by the story in Italian in 1883 by the author Carlo Collodi, The Adventures of Pinocchio, where the puppet reunites with his father in a large whale's belly. Maria Susinella, the architect, was inspired by this tale to construct a continuous volume open play spaces identified by cutouts in a sequence of 50 wall planes. Next, Design Build was the project delivery method of this project. As the client, the government of Guastalla opened the tender for public. Maria Susinella is the architect who is responsible for Guastalla Nursery, while Siciliani and Fasciarelli Construction Company is the construction company that operating for this project. Next, we move to the design principle of a portal frame. Primary and secondary elements such as rafter, column, purlin, bracing, and hunch are often used in the design principle of portal frame. Firstly, the primary element. The primary element consists of two, the column and the rafter. The column serves as the vertical supports, while the rafter supports the roof assembly with this horizontal element, which also act as beam. Next, the secondary element. Secondary element consists of three, purlin, bracing, and the hunch. First is purlin. The purpose of purlin is to stabilize the primary frame. In addition, the steel rod serving as a purlin for Guastalla Nursery roof consisting of glulam wood and glass as the material. Besides, it is also to stabilize the two frames in between to make sure the frame is in position while installing. Second is bracing. The purpose of bracing is to transmit the horizontal load to the ground. In the Guastalla Nursery, the glass is act as the side rails with the support by the horizontal and the diagonal bracing. Other than that, it is also give us temporary stability during the construction process for the frame. Third is the hunch. Hunches help to minimize deflection and promote successful rigid bolted connection between column and the rafter. Next is the limitation of using timber as the portal frame structure. First is the price of the timber. When we talk about the price, we already know that glulam timber is highly in price rather than the standard timber because it is related to the market. Second is the quality of the timber. The glulam timber is produced by a combination of many pieces of timber. If bad timber is used during the manufacturing in the middle of timber block, this defective timber will cause the whole block to fail. As for the purpose of the building, as we already know, long span buildings such as portal frame are commonly used mostly for sporting complexes. Different from the case study that we have chosen, this long span building is for a nursery or also known as kindergarten. This building is one of the earliest efforts to bring education to the environment. It creates sun-based electricity, gathers rainwater to irrigate the plants, and use natural light.
There are a total of 7 methods of installation for this building. Firstly is the construction of foundation in reinforced concrete. The most common types of foundation used for portal frames is packed foundations. Reinforced concrete packed foundation with igloo system is used for Guastalla because it enables relatively wide yet shallow foundations and is meant to be in a rectangular plan area in order to make it easier to build and install the reinforcing cage. Secondly, is the installation of the structural frame in fir glue lamp. One of the important parts in this building to overcome large moments developing due to applied loads by other structures is its structural frame. Rafters is then installed between each of the columns of the building. The beams span over the interior column of the portal frame to top the northern half of the school building. It is then supported by self-supporting portal in Sirmolo wood with metal flashing protection that are being installed along with the structural frame. Next, the structural frame is then cladded with wooden panels to provide a degree of thermal insulation and weather resistance, and to enhance the appearance of buildings. Purlins is installed afterward on the roof and the wall sides connected by bolt to stabilize the primary element. In addition to provide thermal and acoustic insulation, the opaque vertical walls on the short sides and on the back, or also known as vertical closures, is installed to isolate the enclosed space from the external environment. The transparent vertical closures is meant to allow natural lighting passes through the building. When all the important requirement for structure has been constructed, the next step is to install the paving system. After the paving work is done, only then the glass division was installed. The glass panels should be leveled to ensure that the glass panels are standing vertically and that the joints between them are vertical. If the glass panels are in place using self-adhesive partition joints, they can be vertically connected together. Lastly, the cover panels on top of the structure is installed with an opening skylight allowing natural light passes through the building. On a side note, these are the detailed jointing for Guastalla structure. First is the igloo system used along with pad foundation. Its purpose is to eliminate humidity and for purpose of heat insulation. Secondly, you will notice that there is metal shoe isolation pad connected to each pieces of glue lamp column. The glue lamp columns are braced with steel rods for lateral stability and seismically isolated from the concrete foundation. The purpose of creating the gap is to allow the installation of paving system. The last jointing is the embedded threaded rods in the glue lamp wood bolted to the roof. Its purpose is to strengthen the connection between column and roof.
For the foundation of the Guastalla kindergarten, the whole structure is supported by a concrete slab foundation. The foundation is reinforced with rigid spatial reinforcement along the plane of the foundation to give extra friction within the concrete and at the same time increase the strength of the foundation support. The merit of the material is the cost and labor efficiency. When working with high water table and uneven ground condition, usually piling were used to provide a stable support for such structure. But in Guastalla kindergarten, they managed to obtain a strong foundation by using the slab foundation to withstand and safely transfer load to the ground. The demerit of material is seismic effect. The kindergarten is constructed in a seismic area which has high possibility of earthquake activity. Due to the fact that the kindergarten is supported by a large slab foundation, the system has a tendency of possible deformation of concrete and uneven foundation movement if another earthquake is occurred in the town. The main structure of the portal frame uses natural and recycled material that has low environmental impact to the ecosystem. The raw material, which is the spruce wood, was supplied directly from the alpine area which was undergoing a reforestation process. The merit of the material is it is environment friendly. The use of spruce wood not only to satisfy the aesthetic but also to provide an adequate thermal insulation for the comfort of the building. By the application of stack effect in natural ventilation, the heat from the section of the kindergarten will be pushed upward, leaving the cooler air inside the building and the hot air outside the building. The demerit of the material is the ineffective of timber usage. The component for the portal frame is a type of timber product where a layer or piece of timber is bonded together with adhesive. Generally, the timber layers were cut to a certain thickness which will contribute to timber wastage during the sawing and milling process. The gaps in between the structural ribs are jointed with glass panel which helps to objectify the kindergarten concept, which to bring close interaction with the environment. In addition, it is not only to give a natural aesthetic to the building, but also to act as a method to a greener lifestyle. The merit of the material is it reduces the energy consumption. In the Guastalla kindergarten, they distribute the transparent glass in an optimum way possible to provide the building an adequate lighting system for the children to utilize. And through the application of the transparent glass, they managed to minimize the electricity usage in the building. The demerit of the material is the comfort level. The use of glass in between the gap is not the best solution on providing comfortable indoor conditions, especially for children. The characteristic of the terrain and the climate changes will not maintain throughout the lifespan of the kindergarten. And not to mention the weather condition will definitely affect the comfort level in the building. For the safety measure during installation, the first one is worksite technology. To produce such quality timber frame, computer numerical control or CNC machine was used in the production of the timber portal frame. The presence of the system allowed the construction team to reduce the requirement of manpower and to prevent the failure of structure right from the manufacturing process. The second safety is the worksite control. To ensure every operation works in order, the construction team appoint technical site manager safety control supervisor to monitor the flow of the construction process. The structure was tested from time to time to ensure it is durable, safe to occupy, and work as it intended from the requirement.
These are the mechanical and electrical provided in the Guastalla Nursery. Firstly, lighting system. In order to save more electricity and budget, Guastalla Nursery uses sensory high-efficiency lighting system in the building, which is, for daylight, they use natural light from sunlight that comes from the skylight and double glazing mirror alongside the building. At night, they use occupancy sensor detect indoor activity. This to provide comfort and automatically turn on light when someone enters the room and turn off when the last occupant has left the room. Second, ventilation system. In Guastalla Nursery, they applied natural ventilation system for chimney effect. Third, rainwater harvesting system. There are two types of water source that circulate around the building. First of all, they use aqueduct accumulation that used for personal hygiene and food preparation. Secondly, they use rainwater harvesting collection, where this method being used for cleaning, irrigation, and flush of water closet in the toilet. It is about 57% decreases of water demand in this building. Next, for photovoltaic system, this nursery also stated that they use 40.5% of renewable energy as their daily uses. This can be shown when solar photovoltaic system use cell to convert sunlight into electricity. For your information, the greater the intensity of the light, the greater the flow of electricity. Lastly, opening skylight. Daylighting is a strategy for getting natural light into a way that provides warm and outdoor connection. It also have features that can provide a better quality of indoor atmosphere and can save more electricity. These are the factors that need to be considered during installation, mechanical and electrical. Firstly, safety purpose. It is compulsory that all staff need to wear proper personal equipment during the installation of the M&E. Second, condition of weather. It is energy saving. Performance will be determined by the ability of material and equipment that withstand with the weather. This building was constructed as for replace two previous schools in the Guastalla that were destroyed by the 2012 earthquake in the city. Thirdly, condition of the placing system. It is masked according to the specifications given during the installation of the M&E. Fourth, design of the building purpose. It is necessary to know the design of the building during the mechanical and electrical installation. Fifth, cost and budget of the building. The total budget for this nursery is about €3,150,000 that converted in ringgit Malaysia in 15 billion. This can be concluded, the higher the quality of the goods and the system applied, the higher the cost of the building because of the good products to the environment. Next one, skylight installation. Never sit on, lean against, or work on the skylight in a roof during the construction. Lastly, solar energy installation. The roof should be professionally tested before solar panels are purchased. This is to make sure the roof can relocate the weight of the solar panel.